Hey guys, it's Mike Bjorkman. Thank you and welcome to the Real Estate Marketing Show. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Our data / recording got a little corrupted on episode number 36, so this could be 36 or 38. We're not 100% sure. It's just the way iTunes will take it. Either way, it's going to be one of the best podcasts we've ever done. If you don't know me, my name is Mike Bjorkman from Los Angeles County, just north of Los Angeles in California. And my fabulous freaking guest is Jesse Zagorski from Encinitas in the San Diego area. What's up, my brother?
What's up, Mike Bjorkman? Best podcast episode ever. Can we call that right now? We haven't even started, but can we just put that out there? This is going to be the best podcast episode ever recorded. I'm talking about not just of your real estate marketing show. I'm talking about of the existence of podcasts in the world. The best podcast ever. Okay.
So talk to me. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I was running to do this podcast with you because I was on the phone with an agent from Seattle, Washington, who just sent me a $3 million referral.
Wow.
How cool is that? So shout out to Brian Davis, by the way. By the time this podcast comes out, I might have already listed and sold that home. Is that possible?
It is. It's especially in San Diego, California.
So shout out to Brian Davis, who is an amazing rock star of an agent himself up in Seattle. But through Club Wealth, he saw some of the stuff we did at the Business Strategy Mastermind. He's connected with me online and had a referral here in San Diego and sent it over to me. So he might be getting a chicken singing telegram in the future.
That was so fun. And just so you guys are listening or watching, I guess, in this case, my team gave a referral, and he sent a singing chicken dude in a suit and sung and danced and did it as a really cool thank you to one of my teammates for sending a referral. And, you know, out there listening, you guys, not that we want to do a podcast on referrals, but getting involved in Club Wealth or other networks or masterminds of agents, that's what it's all about. We make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in referrals, whether it's doing podcasts, webinars, being part of staged, activities, and getting your name out there across the country and building some respect for yourself, and people respect you in the community and they remember where you live, I promise. Jesse and I actually come from a REO background together. We've traveled this country together all over pretty much every state. And we've really learned the mastering of networking and doing REO is not much different than our retail, right? I mean, it's all about creating relationships and nurturing and maintaining those and building new strategic relationships throughout our country. And that's what it's about.
Yeah. I mean, we'll tell people in a second who we are in case they don't know me, and hopefully they know you if they're listening to this podcast for the first time. This is the first episode they just jumped in on. They're like, you know what? Let's choose episode 36. This will be fun. Whoever starts on 36.
Because they all heard it's the best one ever recorded.
They did. They heard the best. But you want to brand your name and your city in the minds of people around the country. If you're in a city like Los Angeles, where Mike Bjorkman is, right, and Santa Clarita, Mike Bjorkman, or if you're in San Diego, Jesse Zagorski, San Diego, Jesse Zagorski, San Diego. See what I'm doing?
Watch San Diego. Love.
Yeah, I mean, if you're listening, I'm obviously doing a little shameless self-promotion, but this is an example of what you want to do with people. It doesn't have to be this blatant, but subtly, you just want to continue to brand yourself so when they do have someone moving to your area, they think, I know, like, and trust this agent, right? They're a professional agent. I like them because I see stuff on Facebook, and I'd send a client to them because I'm not going to be able to do what I need to do in my city unless they buy or sell their house on the other side. So we got to work with someone I like.
Well, this might be a third podcast we're going to have to do because we're going to have to do a part 2 of this one. So that would be a third one, and I'd love to do that with you. So here's what I have for you listeners out there, you loyal, awesome 5-star raters. I want to give you probably 5 actionable items today, and the biggest trend in retail real estate is purchasing online leads, and it's
before you do that,
go.
I think people want to know who we are. I mean, they know who you are, but you've told me people will be mad if we don't tell the story because we have some pretty funny stories, you and me. Do you want to tell them like how do we know each other? You want to just tell people, why am I here? Why am I on this podcast, Mike?
All right. So back in 2010, 2011, via circa somewhere around there, we got together for REO. And we became pretty good friends and pretty tight and close, and we decided to conquer the REO world together. Because of Jesse and the REO networking group, DS Pros, I was able to nail 12 accounts in my first 90 days of getting into REO. I did it back after the
Say that again. Say that again, that number.
I was able to get 12 accounts in 90 early days. As a matter of fact, the very first ever time we were together, I got a listing within hours. While we were sitting there, the asset manager goes, "Oh, by the way, I have an assignment in your area, or two." I think I got two that first week from the very first person, and we've never looked back. We've hung out ever since, and we've taught and we've trained and we've masterminded and networked and built a pretty amazing relationship with a lot of people across this beautiful country.
Yeah, and I'm going to give a compliment to you, Mike. I don't know if a lot of people come on the show and give you compliments.
Never.
You normally dish them out. Never? All right, cool. So Mike Bjorkman, for everyone listening, is one of the most truly gifted networkers that I have ever met. Not in a way that it feels like schmoozy or in your face, but like people just like him. Like when he says he got all those accounts in the first 90 days, it's because he just started showing up, and we had no idea he wasn't doing a ton of REO. We just thought he was this like really nice guy who was probably a baller agent, and he sounded like he had his act together, and suddenly like he was doing more business than any of us because people just like him. No, really, dude, like people love you. You're awesome. So
I appreciate that. And I come from a background of truly networking with community outreach, nonprofits, and business to business. And I took all those skills tied in with social media and applied it to REO, and obviously it's almost exactly the same, and it worked fantastic. So I owe a lot to you, Jesse, and I really respect you as a business person, and you're awesome. So wow, man,
virtual hug,
yeah,
virtual hug. Those of you not watching the recording, you should download the recording. We're giving the first podcast hug.
I love it. So I hate how this camera looks at me. I would need to hold my microphone up. There we go. All right. So what else do you want to say about yourself or us, or do you want to jump in and give these people what they've been asking for?
I think I think we can jump into actionable, but I will put out there to listeners, if you hit me up on Facebook Jesse Zagorski, and ask me for really amazing Mike Bjorkman stories, I promise to share. This is like a call to action. This is one of those old school direct response marketing. Do you want the top 7 secret tips about Mike Bjorkman and his life?
I'd like to hear one, actually. Is there anything that sticks out in your mind?
Oh man, that sticks out that I can share on a podcast?
Okay, never mind. Let's jump in. So we're talking about leads purchased online, and everybody's doing it. Or for the most part, people either on a team or building a team are either considering, testing, trying, or tried and true online leads. So Jesse and I have made a commitment in this world to come up with different systems, processes, and procedures to get our team really dialed in, because we're spending a lot of money on these leads. And lo and behold, after, probably the last 6 months, I think we got it pretty dialed. And Jesse is the master. I mean, he's a great guy. He's really expressive, great networker, and just an all-around great guy. But he's also got the secret, dark analytical side to him that loves to create systems. And I mean, he'll share.
It's not even secret, dude. I put on Facebook. I was up at 4 a.m. a couple mornings ago working on a spreadsheet. It was on a Sunday, I think. I was up at 4 a.m. not because I was anxious, not because I couldn't sleep. My toddler woke me up, and I couldn't go back to sleep. And so, for fun, I started working on a spreadsheet, which was a sales income calculator, like a projections. I haven't even sent this to you yet. It's such a cool thing. And it was like my hobby. I was building spreadsheets as a hobby.
So there you go. There's that analytical side. So
yep.
I want to give them actionable items before we hang up with each other. I want to talk about these leads as they come in. Now, we know you're super huge with Realtor.com leads. Some people are Zillow. I am primarily Commissions Inc. and Ylopo. And there's a lot of leads that are the same but different. And I want to get into that a little bit. Do you think it's appropriate to start off on a lead is coming in? What do you do?
Yes. So you just said leads are the same but different. So I lived in Thailand for a year, and they have these T-shirts. If anyone has ever traveled over there, the T-shirts say same but different. You ever seen those?
Mm-hmm.
Any travelers? So same but different. All leads, all potential clients are the same. All that changes is going to be your intro and your call to action at the end, because you have to give them something that resonates with where they are in terms of the buyer life cycle. So let's jump in and talk about that very first call. But I want to make sure you understand the mindset, first of all, of what your goal is on that first call. And I don't think I have to even tell you, Mike, but if you get a brand new lead and you were to call that lead, what's your goal on that first call?
Set an appointment.
Set an appointment. And it seems so obvious and it seems so easy, but I guarantee you there are successful agents listening to this right now that get it wrong. And I don't mean wrong in that like they're actually doing anything wrong because they're selling tons of houses. They just don't even realize where their focus is. Their focus is on, is this client worth my time? Is this client good enough for me? Is this client someone that like, should I, whatever their focus is on, or like, I need to sell this client a house, right? Sometimes they're focused on, I want to show this client a house. But oftentimes we book appointments on, I'm going to go open the door to a house for you. Your focus is one thing, and this will tie into the rest of the conversation. Book a face-to-face appointment. If they live in some other part of the town and they just can't do face-to-face, or you're Mike Bjorkman and you choose not to go driving to meet anyone, book a over-the-web video appointment. Just as acceptable. However, most people aren't Mike Bjorkman, so I recommend going face-to-face.
I love you. Okay, write that down as actionable item number 1. I think that's something crucial. Set the appointment. Have a set appointment mindset, if you will. So there, write that down, number 1. By the time you're done, you're going to have 5, I swear. All right, so wow, how fast do we need to either answer the call or call them back?
Depends on your lead source, but I would say overall, do you remember that old study that it was either Harvard or MIT did? They always cited in every training that says if you call in longer than 5 minutes, your response rate drops down significantly. Right. You must call leads within 5 minutes. You've seen that study? Totally wrong. These days, if you wait 5 minutes, you are pissing your money down the drain.
And they're gone.
You might as well just light it on fire.
Yeah, they've already, and well, I shouldn't say most. A lot of people don't even know that these leads are shared with multiple agents, and these people are clicking on buttons so fast that they may be going to another site, another Google ad, another Realtor.com's got all the featured listings in front of them. They're just clicking away. And I know it from experience. I mean, I've clicked away on websites, on real estate web, even Zillow myself. And boom, 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 boom. And here I am accidentally clicked on 10 different things. So yeah, I agree. 30 seconds or answer the dang phone.
Right. So I love Realtor.com leads. They are by far the highest ROI, return on investment, of any lead source we buy. And I buy a ton of different sources. However, I don't buy exclusive leads from Realtor.com, and I have debated this with some of the largest buyers. Like, there's one guy who buys at least $1 million a year in Realtor.com leads. Like, these are normal people that I know.
I can't even fathom.
I know, but he makes a return on it. That's why he does it.
What's your ROI right now, before we forget?
Between 7 and 8 is what it runs on Realtor.com leads. For every dollar I spend, I get between 7 and 8 back. And I don't like to share specific ROIs in general because every market is different.
And I was just going to say that.
Every market is different depending on your sales skills. But because it's a good ROI, I'm happy to share it. And there might be people listening who blow that out of the water, right? And there might be people.
I doubt it.
Okay, well.
I'll be a be honest person, like I always am. I think we're running about 4 to 1 right now on our purchase leads, and that's, to me, it's acceptable. 4 to 1, man, that's pretty good. But we also don't spend nearly as much money as you, and we buy different leads. We buy Commissions Inc., Ylopo, and Facebook ads, and those Realtor.com ads could be just the ticket to take it from a right now lead on Realtor.com to a 3 to 4 to 5, 6 months on some of ours.
So here's the deal. The difference between every lead type, this is back to the same but different. Every lead has a little different call to action that is inspiring the potential buyer to click that button and request info. Realtor.com leads are a lot further down the buyer life cycle. So what I mean is, when someone's driving around, you've done this for years, Mike, before even internet leads existed, right? So remember the days when like the only way to get information was to drive around a neighborhood and pick up the phone and call the agent, right?
Pull a flyer, call the agent.
These days, if someone's in front of the house and they call off the sign, what does that tell you about their level of motivation?
They're ready to see it.
They're ready to see it. Those are the best leads you can possibly get, are sign calls. And the same script we're about to talk about will apply to a sign call just like it'll apply to an online lead. Realtor.com leads are the closest thing I have found that you can buy to sign calls. I don't work for Realtor.com. I get paid $0 if you buy them. In fact, they're sold out in most of the country for a lot of the time. They just drop new inventory occasionally. But if someone clicks the button on Realtor.com, they're pretty much ready to go see a house or almost write an offer. I've put a Realtor.com lead into escrow within 48 hours on a $2.3 million condo. Like,
God, that was a nice place.
Dude, it was awesome. So for you, Commissions Inc. leads, which is mainly a pay-per-click, that's a Google or a Facebook ad. In general, those leads are a little earlier on in the buyer life cycle. I find, and actually I was at the Commissions Inc. conference. Were you in the room with me when the panel was talking about average time to close?
Yes.
They said the average time, was it 16 months or 19 months?
It was, I think it was 16 months, and my numbers right now are rolling 9 to 11.
But how long have you been a Commissions Inc. user?
Just over a year.
Right. And this is why I think your ROI is 4. And if you keep rolling with it, you're going to find that at some point. So I talked to Lance Simpson. Do you know Lance, the
Love
commissions inc.
Lance.
Dude, talk to Lance today. Dude is brilliant.
Yep.
He has 25,000 sync leads. Well, actually, they're from all sources, but a lot of them were from Commissions Inc. leads in his pond. That's the communal database of all leads. He doesn't generate much leads anymore. He doesn't spend money to generate them because he's got 25,000 that have come in over the last few years. And all he does is work that like a farm. He sends emails out to him on every holiday, text messages, blah, blah, blah. He generates more business out of that 25. It's his own farm he's built.
Right.
And now he doesn't spend the money. So Realtor.com today gives me a higher ROI than your Commissions Inc. leads. However, sorry, can you hear that on your side? You hear the train going past?
A little bit. It's no big deal. I'm
All
used
right, I'm
to
on
it.
the wrong side. I'm on the wrong side of the tracks. Anyway, so you're used to it. That's right. So down the road, though, fast forward another 12 months, if you figure the average time to closing for a Commissions Inc. lead is 16 to 19 months, your ROI is going to keep going up because whether you continue buying them, they're relatively low-cost leads. What do they cost you, like 10 to 12 bucks a lead for sync leads?
Up to 25.
Okay, but Realtor.com is more than that, right? Depending on your area, but they're significantly more. So you're going to end up getting a better ROI the longer you have a sync database and if you work it the right way.
Right. Okay, we got to pause. We got to write down these actionable items. Actionable item number 2 was call within 30 seconds or answer your phone. So write that down, agents, unless you're driving or on the treadmill. But that's our second one.
Number one, and even if you're on the treadmill, get off the treadmill, like put pause, go get a piece of paper, write this down, right? Grab your phone. I do voice to text. I do this, by the way, Mike Bjorkman, compliment number 2 for Mike Bjorkman. I listen to this podcast. I'm a fan. And when Mike Bjorkman says these brilliant things, I'm typically going for a run because that's when I listen to podcasts. At like 5 a.m., I'm running, listening to Mike Bjorkman in my head. I will get out my phone, dude. I will pause this podcast. I will go voice to text while running. I'm literally running down the street, holding my phone in the dark, right? Doing voice to text, like Mike Bjorkman says, cross your arms, lean back. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I finally feel, right? Like I literally transcribe your scripts.
I know you sent them. I love it.
Anyway.
All right, so there we go. So set the appointment, call within 30 seconds. I think the next actionable item, number 3, to me, it's sticking out. Try to decide what type of leads you want to buy, or if you're a teammate looking for a team, decide what leads you want to be involved in. I think Realtor.com is definitely people that say, hey, I want to see this house. Google searches are people that are saying, oh, the ad said homes for sale with pools in Valencia, California. So I kind of want to search around and look at that. I'm kind of interested, but Realtor.com people are like, just boom, I want to go. So I think that would be actionable item number 3 is really research the differences in the cost and what you're going for. But
it's more than just research cost. If you're on a team, you may not have control over the type of leads you get, right? This is one of those things. Team agents listening to this, don't go to your team leader and say, buy Realtor.com leads. The leads you buy
get it every day.
Suck. Yeah. Right? The leads you buy suck. The leads don't suck, and this is nothing personal. If you take offense to this, don't listen, earmuffs, but the leads don't suck, you suck.
Right.
I agree. And I don't mean that personally. I just mean like every lead is a good lead. No one clicks a button by accident and says, oh my goodness, I mistakenly clicked this button. I actually don't have any interest in buying a house. There's 2 things going on. So write this down. Here's my actionable tip. Ready?
This is 3 or 4? 3? 3.
This could be 3.
Yep.
Every single objection you will ever get falls into one of these 2 categories. This is actionable tip number 3. Write this down. There's only 2 reasons why someone would not do business with you. The 2 reasons are 1, they feel threatened, or 2, they don't see the value.
Bingo.
Number 1, they feel threatened. Number 2, they don't see the value. And I have challenged trainers and sales trainers from every industry for years to come up with something that doesn't roll up into one of these 2 umbrellas. Can you come up with anything, Mike?
No. Nope.
So when I say feel threatened, I do not mean physically threatened. Most of you listening are not big, scary people. What I mean is they feel some sort of trap or obligation, or like you're just a salesperson. They just don't like salespeople. I don't know if I like salespeople sometime, and I am one.
No,
right?
I generally don't. Because everything they try on me, I probably wrote or taught or done, and it just feels icky to me.
But it's also because it's done badly.
Right.
Sales done badly is awkward and repulsive in terms of energy. When you do sales well, a lot of people think sales, even salespeople, a lot of people think sales is a dirty word or a dirty concept. And it's really weird that you're a salesperson who might have that thought. So those of you listening, consider, am I a salesperson who thinks salespeople are dirty? Because what does that make you? right? If you're a salesperson who can take your own interest to the side and focus on the client's best interest, and I used to have this affirmation, so you want to write this down, write this one down.
Number 4.
Number 4, affirmation for sales. Ready? I am a creative, solution-oriented, problem-solving machine. I am a creative, solution-oriented, problem-solving machine. I used to write that out, Mike, 20, 30, 100 times a day.
I'm going to write that out right now. I've never heard you say that, and I thought I've heard everything.
No, man, I got all sorts of stuff. This is back from my early 20s when I used to program my brain with all this. These days, my brain is just programmed. I wake up like this. But for years, this was a conscious thing. It was very strategic. I am a creative, solution-oriented, problem-solving machine. If you talk to, so these leads, we're about to go through the script in a minute. When you talk to a lead on the phone, if you have an agenda, which is, I'm going to book an appointment. Well, maybe you will, maybe you won't.
Right. I'm recording, so I am a creative.
I'm a creative, solution-oriented, problem-solving machine.
Problem-solving machine. Okay, got it. Thank you.
By the way, those of you watching, that was another actionable tip. You don't have to write this down. Just remember this. Successful people take notes and then put them into play. Like Mike, literally, if you're just listening, not watching, Mike Bjorkman just got his phone and just recorded a voice memo to himself so that he could remember this affirmation. So when we say write these things down, it's not because we want engagement. Like you could be listening to this in the year 2027 or 2056. I have no idea how long this podcast will last, right? It's not like we're direct forever, but like just it's for you. Write it down so you can actually reference it later and use it. All right, back to the 2 reasons why.
I think that was actionable item number 5.
All right, we might go up to 17 on this one.
Right.
Let's see. We'll just keep going with this. All right, so if you're a creative, solution-oriented, problem-solving machine, even though you want to book an appointment, your goal is to truly listen to your client and then come up with solutions that fit for them. It's probably going to look like sitting down with you face-to-face. However, you got that in the back of your mind. At the forefront of your mind, you're thinking, how do I solve their problem? What is their problem? What's going on with them? Why did they click this button? That's why they feel threatened. If you push your agenda on them and you come through the front door of like, yo, I'm a real estate agent and I'm better than you, right? I'm gonna give you some of my time because I'm smart and I'm successful. I'm the number 1 person in my market. You're lucky to meet me.
I hope you guys are watching this.
Yeah, I was getting up in the camera's grill. You got to get up in the grill when you're doing.
Jeez, so, love
it. That's why they're feeling threatened, and it might not be that overt. You might be sending very subtle signals, right? Let's just say you're just thinking in the back of your mind, this person's a paycheck, even if you're not aware of it. And by thinking that, you're sending subtle energetic signals that is making them put their defenses up. You sound like you're selling them something instead of coming to them to solve their problems. So that's why they were not working with you. They either feel threatened or number 2, they don't see the value. And once we go through this script, we're going to end with our gold brick so you can make sure that clients always
gold brick
value.
Okay,
right.
So years ago, I can't even remember how many years ago, before the internet, I was at a Mike Ferry prospecting school. And for the first couple hours of the school, the coach, and I can't remember his name, I'd like to give him credit, but what he'd done is he'd recorded hundreds of prospecting school calls. And what he did is he said, I want all of you to write down what's wrong with these calls and what's right with these calls. And every single one, it was kind of a trick. These agents were arguing with people. So I'll just lay it out for a minute. They were arguing with them on why they should get pre-qualified through their lender. They were arguing with them if the market's going to go up or down. They were arguing with them about interest rates. They were arguing with them about different neighborhoods and areas. They were arguing about how fast they should get out and see houses because it's going to sell or not sell, or the market's going up or down. And I just sat there and listened to these, and I vowed from that day to never argue with the client. And, you know, one of our favorite things is, Mr. Smith, I can appreciate that fact. And if I were you, I probably felt that way myself. And honestly, we don't have a crystal ball, and you're right. You know what? After we see this house, if it's your dream home, then only then, when you're comfortable, will we talk to a lender. And you know what? Let's sit around and chat about the market. And, you know, 2 minds are better than 1. Let's have a discussion about that when we meet. Is tomorrow at 3 or 4 better? And you're just and everybody's else, nope. If you don't call my lender, I'm not going out with you. Blah, blah, blah. Crazy.
But that's what I talked about. Remember, making them jump through hoops. So what's the one thing? What's our one goal? on this first call.
Set appointment.
Everything else you're doing is getting in your way, arguing with them about saying to a lender. It's getting in their way. So I'll give you one example. Let's do one more example of this.
Okay.
Let's do a seller example. Anyone listening to this podcast, they like listings, right?
They better if they want sign calls. Cheapest way to get leads.
Yep. So Mike, let's have you be a seller. Have you talked to any sellers recently? I mean, you probably don't get many of these because all yours come through referral from Facebook. But back in the day when you had random,
I get them every day still, just random people calling. I just hung up with one on the way in here.
Perfect. So they happen to have seen something that someone will list their house for like $1.
Right.
Let's just say $1 because that's so
real.
absurd.
That's
but it's
real,
right? Or free. There's some companies we can talk about on a separate podcast number 4.
Yeah.
Right. The change is coming. Anyway, all right. So let's do this. You be the seller, and I'm not going to do the whole thing. I just want to show you the example. So well, I don't want to do the whole thing. I just want to do this one part because I want to go through the buyer script first, and then we'll go back to the seller script. So here you go. So Mike, I'm going to say we're just talking, and you just jump in because normally they don't come at any point in the conversation. They just remember in their brain. They go, oh wait, I have to ask this person. Will you do it for $1? Isn't that how it normally happens? They just blurt it out.
Yeah. Hey, Jesse, I've been calling around. I've seen your name in my neighborhood a few times. We don't have much equity. We really need to get to Dallas, Texas, and things are selling so fast. So I keep seeing all these companies that, they'll do it for, they put me in the MLS for $499 and with pictures, and that's all I need, right? I mean, are you that type of agent? Can I count on you for that?
Yeah, I could be. Let's chat about it. When's a good time for me to come take a look at your place? Want to do tomorrow at 3 or is 5 better?
I don't know, but are you sure that's a commission structure you'd consider? Because some agents don't do that, I heard.
I have no idea if that's the right or wrong commission structure for you, Mike, to be quite honest. All I know is by law, all commissions are negotiable, right? There is no such thing as a fixed commission. So I never let commissions stand in the way of working with a really good client. The first step, though, is always to invite me over so I can come take a look at your place, and then we can figure out what the right strategy is for you. Does that sound helpful?
Yeah, that really does. I haven't heard anybody say that before.
Cool. So want to do our days or evenings better for you guys in general?
I'm flexible. How's your schedule look tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow's good. I want to do 2 o'clock or is 4 o'clock better?
4 o'clock. I'll be home from work and grab a snack, and the wife might be home by then too.
Oh, good. So is your wife on title also?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're married.
Let's push it back till a time when we know she's going to be home, only because I find that with husband and wife, there's often a very different set of questions and agenda that they have. And I'd hate to have you feel like you're playing a game of telephone or stuck in the middle.
You'd have to do it twice. Maybe we should do it 4:30 or 5 if you're available.
Okay, cool. Let's do it 5 o'clock. I will see you tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Confirmation. We can cut it off right there.
Good
no
boy.
arguing.
Nope.
None at all.
Nope.
That's it.
I love it.
You want a discount? I'll just say whatever I need to say because I don't have to give you one. Did I commit to giving you one?
Nope.
No, not at all. And really, if you're a total knucklehead and I can't remember, there's 2 reasons why they wouldn't work with you. They either feel threatened or they don't see the value. If I can't illustrate enough value on my end to charge whatever commission I'm going to charge, you might be better off selling it with someone for $1. I just sold the house of someone who I frankly would have been better telling him to go list with Redfin. It was a total pain, and I learned my lesson. The next time I would say, you know what, you probably should work with Redfin.
Exactly. Anyway. No, trust me, I had those too. All right, so I'm looking at the clock here. We're about 15 minutes away from the virtual hug goodbye. Let's cram the Golden Brick script, universal script. Let's do it. Okay, everybody, get your pencils or pens or video or whatever recording.
Here's the deal. Can I, and it's going to be awkward if you tell me no, but can I give away the script when we're done?
I promise we would all love that.
Perfect. So don't worry about writing this down. I'm going to give you a phone number. Actually, just write this number down. I'll give it again at the end. 858-780-5550. 858-780-5550. If you text the word buyer to that number, you'll get this script and a copy of our entire buyer intake folder, which has our form we use when we meet face-to-face, which we may or may not get to today. We can probably give a little talk about that, but I'll give the number out at the end. If you just text the word buyer to 858-780-5550, that will save you a lot of heartache trying to write this down as quick as possible right now.
Yeah, what a solid San Diego number.
Yeah, San Diego number in the house, 858. That's a call action number, by the way. I should give a shout out to Jesse from Call Action. So
yeah, there you go.
Just know if you text me, I will be capturing your phone number, but I won't give you any spam. I won't sell it to anyone. I just want to occasionally send you a Facebook message that says, Jesse Zagorski, San Diego, something like that. I don't even know what's going on. Maybe
Golden
I'll
brick.
send you a singing telegram to your office, which would be fun. All
Golden
right,
brick.
let's do this. So this is the script we use for Realtor.com. Again, the only thing we change, depending on the lead source, is the intro. So Mike, for your Commissions Inc. leads, I will give you the intro for that at the end. Sound good?
Perfect.
Okay, so let's do that. And by the way, guys, I'm going to do this script as close as I can to word for word. I rarely ever do it word for word in real life because once you learn a script, you want to get off the script as quick as you can. You want to transcend the script. Scripts are like jazz, right? There's a framework, there's an opening, there's a closing, and in the middle you just kind of flow with it. But you got to internalize the script first. So depending on who's listening, if you want to hear the advanced version, I'll do a more real example later where I kind of flow with it. But because people may be learning this for the first time, I want to give them word for word the script that you should start with. Sound good, Mike?
Actionable item number 6. Write that down. Internalize scripts. Internalize
Oh,
scripts.
holy smokes. Have you ever talked about how to learn scripts on this podcast?
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay, good. Find that podcast on how to learn scripts and go learn how to learn them if you don't know how to learn, because that's important. All right, let's do this. I'm going to be calling you. You clicked the button on Realtor.com and said you want to see 123 Main Street in Santa Clarita, California. Should we do Santa Clarita?
Sure.
All right, Santa Clarita. I know nothing about it. You can see that it doesn't matter in a minute. All right, let's see here. So I'm going to say ring, ring, and you pick up the phone. Ring, ring.
Hi, this is Mike.
Hey, Mike, it's Jesse, Live Love, San Diego. I got your request about 123 Main Street. Did you have any specific questions about that home, or did you just want to set up a time to see it?
I don't know. There was like 3 or 4 of them that I was kind of clicking on and trying to figure out if they're available. It seems like some of the stuff's going kind of fast, and I can't tell if they're truly available or not. Is that one on Main Street available?
That is a very good question. Give me a sec while I look that up. I'm just curious, is this something for investment, or is this a home you're planning to live in?
Yeah, no, it's a home. We have a condo that we need to get out of. We had a couple kids, and we're kind of outgrowing, and I love that area. There's another one over on Cherry Street, right around the corner. I clicked on that one too. Is that one of your listings also?
Cherry Street. That's a good. Let me pull that one up also. And how many kids do you have?
3 now.
3. Good for you. How many bedrooms is your condo?
It's only 2, so we're kind of squished, and we need to get out.
Dude, I feel your pain. So the ideal frame to find your home would be like yesterday?
Well, we're not in a big rush. We want to get a really good deal, obviously. My condo's remodeled, and I know it'll sell the second I hit the market. But I'm just trying to really find a house that I need that'll work for us. Some stuff's way too expensive where we want to be, and I've seen some good deals, and I can fix things up. All that sort of stuff coming into play right now. But I'm just kind of feeling out the waters and just starting on the internet. And we've drove around a little bit, and there seems to be a lot more online than signs.
Yeah, totally. And you're doing all the right things. So just to make sure I'm understanding, you own the condo that you currently live in, and you've done some remodeling of it, correct?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I've owned it 10 years now, I think, and we've done everything to it. The one next door just sold for like $750. Ours should be like $850 at least.
Awesome. All right, $850. Cool. And in a perfect world, then, would you prefer to have your current home sold first, or would you feel more comfortable finding your next home before anything else?
Yeah, no, I have to sell it. We don't have a whole lot of equity. We borrowed against it to do the remodel, and I just need to either sell it myself or find an agent that'll do it really cheap, and then I'll buy the next house through them probably.
Totally get it. All right, cool. And I never like to step on anyone's toes. Do you have an agent you've been working with so far?
There's a guy that lives in my neighborhood. He's really nice. I've told him he can sell it, but I'm open. If you can find me a house and get me a really smoking deal, I'd probably consider working with the right person that I met.
Cool. So I dig it. We actually specialize in smoking deals.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Tell me how this sounds, actually. So one of the other things we specialize in is helping to break down the process step by step. So in addition to everything in the MLS, we have some really unique strategies to find off-market properties that are very different than what most agents do. We can also go over, what to do, and more importantly, the mistakes to avoid when going through your home search. Does that sound helpful to you?
It does. Does off-market mean that they're not on the website I'm looking at?
It does. Off-market means just that. No one else knows about them, man. So if you're really looking for a smoking deal, one of the best ways to do it, and I can break down some of the strategies when we get together of, what these strategies are. But yeah, if you can find a house before anyone else finds it, don't you think that's a good way to negotiate a deal on it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Are these listed by other agents or you, or how does that work?
Well, Typically, they're not listed by anyone yet. So one of the strategies we employ is to do some direct mail. We are going to learn a little more about your criteria because you have 3 kids. I'm assuming schools are important. So we'll go a little bit into that. And once we define the area you're looking in, we'll start doing both mailings. We'll start talking to other agents in the area. There's a whole bunch of strategies that I can go over with you that we use to generate properties that haven't been listed yet. Doesn't cost you anything, right? There's no cost to this, and you said you're not really in a rush. There's
No, we're just uncomfortable, and the whole process is confusing. And I want to make sure I'm not moving too fast, but I don't want to hear my wife bitch and yell at me anymore. And I got to do it at some point, and just like I said, dipping my feet in the water and getting a temperature for what's going on out there.
All right, well then this is perfect, man. You're not committed to buying a house, and whether it takes a week, a month, or a year doesn't matter to me. What's better for you in general? You want to do are days or evenings better for you?
I probably weekends only.
Okay, so weekend. So today is, let's see, it's Tuesday. So you're booked every night this week until the weekend?
I don't know. I'd have to talk to the wife.
All right. Well, so how about if weekends are better, that's fine. How about Saturday? Let's see here. Saturday, want to do about noon, or is 2 better for you?
I think either one of those times will work as long as my kid doesn't have a soccer game. Can I call you back?
Yes. Well, I respect kids' soccer schedule. I do not want to get in the way of that. What time is soccer usually wrapped up by?
Who knows? Their games are all at different times.
Cool. Well, let's do this. My schedule fills up pretty quickly, so let's just book a tentative time for when you think. Do you want to do is 4:30, 5 o'clock? And most games are done by then, right?
Oh yeah, typically we're having dinner by then for sure. So yeah.
Okay, so let's go before dinner time. Yeah, let's say like 3 or 4 o'clock. What's better for you?
Well, let's just do 4 just to be safe.
Okay, so we'll say 4 o'clock. I'm going to shoot you a text with my contact card. If anything comes up between now and Saturday at 4, just give me a buzz. That way we can reschedule. But otherwise, we at least have some time saved for you. And you said, is your wife going to be available at 4 o'clock also?
Yeah, we should be together.
All right, perfect. So I'll send you a text with my contact card. I'll send you an email with all the appointment details. And is this your cell number I'm talking to you on?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Well, I am looking forward to breaking it down for you. And if you said smoke and deal is what you're looking for and you're just getting your feet wet, this is going to be the perfect way to see, does it even make sense to move, and what's the best way to find you a smoke and deal? Sound good?
Okay, buddy. Thank you for your time.
No worries. See you Saturday at 4.
Peace out.
Later.
That was awesome, buddy. Good job.
Thank you. So I really, really, really struggle staying word for word on the script because I never stay word for word on the script anymore. Like when you say things, I don't want to get into a rabbit hole and talk for hours about your children, which is the mistake that a lot of agents make. A lot of agents and a lot of trainers teach them, if you keep someone on the phone for 20 minutes, you're going to get an appointment. You will, but you just wasted 20 minutes on the phone with someone,
exactly.
Right? They're building rapport by spending a lot of time, and there's other ways to get an appointment. You speak in the language of what's important. Did you hear me talking about referencing the deal because you wanted the deal?
So good.
Right?
Repeat if I could, would you? I can appreciate that. Absolutely. We specialize in that. No pressure, no pressure, no pressure. It could be a week, a month, a year. There's different steps that I didn't even think about, and I'm trying to get my feet wet, so you're going to walk me through that. And in the sake of time, guess what now? So you guys, that was a very actionable item to listen to that 3 or 4 or 5, maybe 50 times.
Yes.
But then at the end of this, you're going to have to text to that number because we don't have time to hit that script word for word. We have to switch gears because this is something that is uber crucial.
Do you want me to hit the number again?
Yep, hit the number again.
Number again is 858 780 5550. 858-780-5550. Text the word buyer, BUYER.
Nice. And I have that Google Drive link, and you guys will be blown away by how generous this guy is. All right, so here's a big problem that a lot of my colleagues across the country are having. Their team agents are deciding, hey, now that we have these auto text and email and chat, I'd rather do that than call. It's easier for me to text and email and not call. How do we feel about the several different options, 4 of them to be exact? What order do you feel they should be in? Do you think one's more important than the other?
So can I have people write something down first?
Okay. Number 20 actionable item now.
Write this down. Do I want easy ? Or do I want money ?
What'd you guys write down?
Like, and if you're not motivated by money, do I want easy question mark, or do I want to help people question mark, right? Most real estate agents are motivated by one of two things. They either want to make money or they want to help people, or hopefully both, right? So pick up the phone.
Yep.
That's it. Like number one, pick up the phone. If someone prefers text messages, because I have agents tell me, but Jesse, my clients don't want to pick up the phone. They only want to text. Well, first of all, when you get a new lead, you have no idea what their preference is, right? So I believe call them first, and actually you should double dial. Mike, do you train double dial?
Yes, absolutely.
Call them. They don't answer, hang up, wait 5 seconds, call them again, because most people can't stand to not answer a call when it comes in twice. It's like curiosity killed the cat, right? I know it's a salesperson. I shouldn't answer, but hello?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it works for me as a listing agent. Those agents will hang up and call right back. Oh, hey, is that still available? Dang it, but it works.
Why did I answer it?
I know.
So double dial. And then if they don't answer because they don't like to answer their phone, guess what? They're not going to answer it. So you didn't bother them anyway. They just screened it like every other millennial or anybody else who doesn't answer their phone.
Exactly.
So then send a text. Guess what the text should be? Whatever the intro of your script is, that is the same text you send. So our intro for this script was, "Hi, John. It's Jesse with Live Love San Diego Homes. I got your request about 123 Main Street. Did you have any specific questions about that home, or do you just want to set up a time to see it?" That's the intro of the script. It's also the text. And then guess what? Send a video text. Take a video of yourself recording it. And by the way, do you guys do canned videos? Was this you that told me to do this, Mike? Am I giving you one of your own tips back to you?
Oh, yeah, we do can bomb. And then we do custom, too, depending on what it is. But there's nothing better than a canned video if you're too busy or you can't or won't.
Right. Sit in a windowless room, right? So no one has any idea what time of day you recorded it, in a professional outfit, and just take out the property address and take out their name and just go, "Hey, it's Jesse, Live Love San Diego Homes. I got your request about that property. Did you have any specific questions?" Or, I'm looking at my phone if you can see me. Or, "Do you want to set up a time to see that?" And just have that saved on your phone so you can blast that out anytime. If you use Agent Legend or one of those automation things, you could actually put that canned or bomb, you could put it into one of those automation platforms.
That had to have been actionable item 9 or 10. We have so many, I'm losing track. I think there's probably closer to 20. Best episode ever. Okay, so dude, obviously we have to do a part 2 if you don't mind. Now that they're in the office going forward, I'd really like to do that one. And then I'd love to do one on networking. And man, I mean, we're out of time, but is there any last things that you need to tell these team leaders or team agents? Any other feeling or something really in deep thought that they really need to consider after listening to this?
Yes, actually. One word, many syllables: accountability.
Love it.
That's it. Like, really, everything else we talked about for the last 40 minutes, however long it was, does not matter. If you're a team leader, figure out a way to hold your team accountable. If you're a team agent, make sure you are being held accountable. If not, go to your team leader and say, "Look, please hold me more accountable." You don't want to make money, don't worry about it, don't be held accountable. You want to make money, you want to help people, you need accountability. Even at the highest level, we sat in a room at Club Wealth Business Strategy Mastermind. Mike, were you in that tier 5 mastermind room?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to call out this person's name, but it's someone that you know who runs a very large brokerage. These are tier 5, by the way, those of you not in Club Wealth, that means they're making what, like $1 million a year?
Over $1 million a year.
Over $1 million a year. Like, these are the baller producers. They have the same challenge as everyone else. This person said, "I ran this very wildly successful recruiting system. It worked like gangbusters. And then I stopped." Yeah. And I said, so just curious, why did you stop? And he said, it's a he. I'm narrowing it down. 50% of the people now eliminated, right? This was a he. He said, "I don't know."
It's like a 12-year-old. "Why did you eat the last cookie? I told you not to touch cookies." "I don't know." It's the exact same. It doesn't change no matter how old you are. It doesn't change.
Right. And so I said, "When are you going to start it up?" And he said, Monday following this event. Like, he's like, "Dude, you're right. I blew it. This system was amazing. I have no reason to stop it." So everyone needs accountability, whether you've done one deal in real estate or 150,000. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Everyone needs accountability.
So, Jesse, do you think that accountability form that you have your agents fill out every day might be in that package?
It's not, but I could put it in the package or come up with a second package. Should we figure out a way to get that out there? So
drag it into that package, because team leaders or team agents need to have that accountability form, even if they're leaders or even if they're leaders and don't use it, the team can still help themselves by using that form. And that's another actionable item, and I'll hold you accountable for that.
I'm just going to set it up. By the time this comes out, I'm going to make a new URL because I'd rather have a live form, because getting a copy of the form is not the same. I created a form in Google Forms, and going through the experience, because it's super easy to make one of these, going through the experience of using this form is better than seeing a PDF of it. Go to the website, Live Love San Diego Homes. Is that too long? Live Love San Diego Forms form? What's a good URL? I'm going to go register this and put the form. Well, it'll live there. What should it be?
LiveLoveSanDiegoBuyer.com or Live Love San Diego.
How about Live Love San Diego Accountability?
Perfect.
Can people spell that?
Sure.
All right, Live Love San Diego Accountability. That's the new link that I guarantee that exists. I didn't double check it, but I can almost guarantee that no one has registered Live Love San Diego Accountability yet.
That just put us over the top and truly made this the best podcast ever recorded. Right there, folks. Right. If you guys just listen to this and don't take action and get those things that he's spent countless hours perfecting, you guys are lunatics. So, dude, I love you. And those of you listening, you have to reach out to Jesse through social media, through his website, through Clubwell, through something, and publicly thank him for doing this, because this is not easy to nail this guy down. So if you guys could do that, I'd really appreciate it. Tag me so I know you're doing it, and we could meet virtually online through social media, and I'd love to follow you. You follow us, and you'll learn every single day by watching Jesse. And I swear we're going to do these other podcasts coming up, so you must subscribe to this podcast. You must subscribe to the YouTube channel and make sure, because all we're doing is delivering better and better free content to the real estate community nationally.
And go back to listen to the other 35 episodes. If you just started on episode 36, if you just said this was the episode for me, go back and, because there's amazing, like listen to the one with, I don't want to name names. Anyway, there's amazing episodes. Just go pick out some of your favorites, Mike. This is an amazing show. Subscribe, because Mike Bjorkman is a genius. He doesn't get to hear that enough to his face. So yeah.
I sure don't. All right, guys, thanks for being such great loyal and future loyal listeners.
Come high five us in person. If you're in Santa Clarita, high five Mike Bjorkman. San Diego, come give me a high five. That's even better than social media.
I can't wait to meet you. I love meeting everybody and hugging everybody. All right, dude, thanks so much for your time. God, we nailed it right at the hour. All right, love you guys. Talk to you all later. Thanks for listening. You see you on the next episode. See ya.
See ya.
Thanks, Jess.